Passion,
Hey y'all. Unless you lived under a rock, you know that most of us have been on pins and needles for the last 5 days waiting to find out who the next president would be of the United States. On yesterday, we got that information, and that information has been met with mixed emotion. Here in South Carolina, we had Trump supporters rallying at the State House in cities like Atlanta, Portland, Philadelphia. You saw people celebrating the Biden Harris win. So what I've done today is invited a few ladies. We're going to discuss what the last 4 years meant to us and what the next four, what we hope that will mean to us. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy it.
Well, every week we had good people on both sides. How do you have good people on both sides when you got white people running people over with cars? So that's what I'm saying. When I say what he stood for, he didn't stand as far as what he did in office. I don't think he did a lot. You know, a lot of people who are rich said he did a lot, but I'm talking about.
And then within the 1%, it has to be an embarrassment within the 1% as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Am I wrong?
I think there are some, because there are some people that definitely, well, you know what though, it's a catch-22 for me, because you're thinking about it, you did have some people that distanced themselves from them, but did they do that because they truly didn't believe in his ideals, or they didn't want to lose our business? So
yes, get it. Yeah. Good.
Because the same stuff, I mean, even take the NFL. Look at, we did the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, the kneeling, they had an issue with it. Suddenly, they come around and they understand. Why? It was the same issue. Same issue.
I'm still trying to understand Ice-T. What's his name? Ice
Cube.
Ice Cube, not T. My bad. Yeah, I'm still trying to understand that.
He was still trying to defend that today. And he said, we're mad at him because he got Trump to agree. It was either $500 million or $500 billion. We got him to agree to give that money to the Black community. And my problem with him is, just admit you got bamboozled. First off, you're not going to get the money. Let's start there. Second of all, you have all of these activists. What makes him the Black voice for the community? Like, I would prefer somebody that's a little more, that studied and been in the trenches and involved in this, than somebody who wrote a few stupid movies that, I'm sorry, I mean, and
right.
Why did he need to be the only Black voice in the room? Like, I didn't get that part. Because he was invited to a call, DL and a couple other people with Kamala Harris. He didn't want to do that. He wanted the table by himself. What makes him special?
Exactly. I mean, just being invited was enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't enough for him. So I felt like it's greed, but to me, he was the one that was most disappointing. Like 50, who pays him any attention? Waka Flocka.
Right.
What the other one? What's his name? Lil Wayne. Like, I couldn't.
It was a woman too, right? Wasn't there a little young woman?
It was. It wasn't the Candace chick, was it? The one that's always been. What is her name? Candace Owens? Not her?
That is how valid she is, though. I'm just saying. We don't know. My bad.
You go. She's not relevant.
So what do y'all feel? How do y'all feel now about, like, the Trump supporters that now are like, they folding up their flags and now they want to be a part of the U.S. and we united? How do y'all feel about that?
I saw one today with the whole trumpet playing in the background and they taking out the flag. I'm like, what is that? Are you now okay? You with the cause now? What are we doing? It's an embarrassment. I don't know.
I feel that some has accepted defeat, but some I don't think will change. I think it's just them showing who they are, because there's a lot of them we don't see on TikTok or on social media that still is 100% for him. And the few that we do see is not enough to say that, oh, they've changed their perspective enough that they're all on our side. It's too many that still haven't been changed yet.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I couldn't get in, but I'm here now.
Okay. So, and even on that, my thing is, Pete Buttigieg, y'all know I like Pete. He tweeted today, and he basically said that if we were on different sides, that we need to have a conversation, not about politics.
But okay, whatever. I'll take it. It don't matter. I don't even care. We usually just pick it up on our own. Everybody's different. Anyway, go ahead.
But he was saying, oh, I can do it. He was saying that we should have a conversation with people that were on the opposite side and not talk about politics, but talk about what we meant to each other. Now, to me, in some people's world, that may work. But for me, I'm not ready to do that yet because, first off, from yesterday to today, you didn't change your thought process, not that fast. Now, give me 2 years, maybe you may have a come to Jesus and get it. But I'm not going to forget right now. Like, I'm just not, I'm not ready. I feel like now it's just, you're just embarrassed. And the dumb part to me about the whole thing is he wasn't going to be in office forever. At some point, even if he was there another 4 years, it would come to an end. What did you think was going to happen?
I think instead of us trying to embrace the people that were opposing, I think we need to try to embrace the Navajo Nation who stood with us. And we're talking this much about, we need to try to embrace those people who stood with us. The ones that were already against us, they'll be all right. They're going to keep it. They're going to feed us whatever we need to hear right now, make us feel warm and fuzzy, and it's over. Tomorrow you'll be the same way.
I concur. Oh, Lisa, I thought you were getting ready to say something.
No, so he's scratching face. But to go to some of what you said, sit down conversation, I don't think it's necessary. We're not going to get to a common term, not yet. The conversation would be too soon, first of all, and we're not on the same page with how we as Black people feel and how they feel. It's just some things is just not going to change. And we just have to figure out how do we, as a Black people and people who want to be like on a, how do I say it? Like the ones who want good and want equality, we have to, because that could be Black, white, want to play, let's play and get it together. Let's really fight for that. The ones who want to try to stop us will always be there. And I think that's just
So let me ask this question too, since we're here. What do you feel about the Christian element to this? Like how you had the Paula White, who, oh, hey, Miss Cheryl.
Hi. How y'all doing?
We are good.
Good.
How do you feel about the Paula Whites who came out and they made Trump's presidency out and made it biblical and ignored just the racism, they ignored everything, and they honed in on that one thing and they ran with it. How do you feel about that?
I'll say something. I appreciate her honesty because at least she didn't try to sugarcoat it, make it look like she was for us. That's
that she did not. But I mean, do you feel? So I don't know. See, I never followed her before. Did she have a big minority following in the first place?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
can't say she did. I don't think so. I used to watch her and stuff. I don't think she did.
And to me, I guess it wasn't surprising because, again, the same Christianity that kept us slaves is some of their same Christianity today. So I don't know. I guess it didn't surprise me at all. But I think, too, with some of that, I don't know. I think I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it. How did we make this about God? How did Trump become the God-chosen person? Like, what qualities did he have?
Well, the Bible says you know them by their fruits. Okay. And so I just don't understand what's so complicated about that. I mean, if the fruit is rotten on the tree, then that speaks to what's going on. And, you know, like you said, I don't get it, how he became, well, yeah, I do get it, how he became their example of godliness when they demonized a black president for 8 years who had one wife. They couldn't find anything, because if they had found anything, even an unpaid parking ticket on Obama, you know, we would have heard about it. Okay, they could not find anything on this man, and he lived a godly life. And then you've got somebody running around locking children in cages and making fun of military people. I mean, of disabled people, disrespecting military people, everything that they were supposed to stand for, and trashing it, and nothing. So I don't know. I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. And that too, like what you just said about knowing the fruit. It's like they don't acknowledge that the fruit is bad. And I just don't understand how you can turn a blind eye to that and say you're a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So, like, what do y'all think at this point? So we're here. What do you think as a country, or even as personally, what do you think that you need or we need to heal after all of this?
Oh.
I was trying to think, but I think that we can't forget what we have accomplished through the pandemic, because the pandemic did make everybody stop, pay attention, and really listen and watch. And that's why I think it turned out as big as it did from so many people all over the world, because they watched, they saw, they had the time, they weren't busy running around. I think when the world starts moving back as it is into the busy life, we don't lose that. I think that's what the whole thing is. Don't lose what we've already accomplished. Let's keep on going forward with it.
I have a whole problem with this reaching across the aisle thing. I just do. I'm sorry. I mean, seriously, you sit up there and you, first of all, they were the ones acting ugly. Okay. And when you're the one acting ugly, then you're going to turn around and tell me that I should reach across the aisle to you. I mean, to me, that's perverse. I mean, if you, it's almost like these women who survive, or these children that survive abuse, and then you're told that you have to forgive your abuser. Like you have to actively go to your abuser instead of vice versa. I don't understand. As soon as there was no reconciliation on their mouths for 4 years, none. It was the Trump. Oh, you know, get on the Trump train, Trump 2020. Down here, we had a whole. They had their golf carts and they had their Trump flags, and they was going through the neighborhood a couple of weeks ago, waving and that, and you know, just in your face with it. But as soon as the tide turned and Biden's in, all of a sudden we have to go to them and make that. I don't get that.
I'm sort of with you on that. I personally feel like we have given enough. I think enough has been taken from us. I think we've met people 3/4 of the way too many times, and I think it's time for us truly to sit back and let them come to us. And that is my thing, even with us going forward. If we're going to go somewhere, I'm not doing anything else. I feel like I've gone as far as I'm going to go. You have to meet me at this point. I'm not doing it anymore.
That's right. And you have to meet me on the couch, because I'm gonna sit right here. I'm not moving. I'm not coming. I'm not going anywhere toward you. Because like I said, you the one that we didn't do anything. they're the ones that started on us. Like I said, you're gonna have to meet me. I'll be sitting right here, and if you come in the room, we can talk. And if you don't, but I'm not coming out the house. You're gonna have to come all the way in, and you're gonna have to and then initiate a conversation. I have some neighbors across the street, and they started acting whatever because they Trump people, and we went to their house, and they came to ours for years. And all of a sudden they're going to act funny. And like I told my husband, first of all, I'm not interested in going back to your house anymore. But if they want to reestablish relationship when they see us outside, they're going to have to come over. Other than that, and that's just where I am.
But Ms. Cheryl, let me ask you this. Even if they do come over, like, how do you erase the fact that they showed you who they are? How do you
because they're not coming in, they just coming over. They're gonna talk, we're gonna talk in the yard. And then, and then we'll say what we have to say. And then, but no, I can't, because when people show you who they are, you believe them the first time, like Maya Angelou said. And they showed who they are. And quite frank, and see, that's the problem I think we're gonna have. That's a microcosm of what we're dealing with as a country, because I don't want to be bothered with these people, the ones that have shown themselves. You showed yourself. I don't really want to be, I'll say hello and bye, but other than that, because you should, like I said, you bit me once. I'm not coming back for a second.
So I have a question on that. Are you okay? I mean, this is general. Are you okay that they showed you who they are, or would you had rather them not?
No, I'd rather, no, I want to see.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm kind of happy that the people who did show you. Unfortunately, the neighborhood that we have, no one put up signs, but you can kind of guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather know who I'm dealing with.
Yes, I always want to know. I mean, even way before Trump, I always want to know who I'm dealing with. That's just me. And then it's to me, it's like the Lord showing you who somebody is, and so you can guard yourself and stay away from that person. You know what I mean? Like my grandmother used to say, love them with the long handle spoon, and my spoon with them is a little longer, way long.
So what do we think as far as about the Black people that didn't get out and vote? Because personally, I feel that they're just as responsible as anything else. And I'm just at a point, and I'm sorry, I just got a ways to go with my Christian walk to where I'm cutting them off. Because I feel like we don't have the same mindset. And if we don't have the same mindset, and I've been dealing with you for a while, and you still in the same place, there's nothing that I can give to you. Mm-hmm. I don't have anything to give to them either. I feel like I've given enough, and I personally just can't get past the ignorance anymore. And I think we've forgiven people so long for just being just silly and just I can't do it anymore. And I know that's probably not right. I mean, I know it's not tolerant, but I got nothing.
Mm.
Well, for me, I'm a little different, because this year has probably been one year that I would say more Black people have voted than not ever. If you look back at past elections and you actually look at the numbers, and that's why a lot of, like I said, a lot of the red states in the beginning, a lot of the red states were blue states. You got some people that I don't care what you do or what you say or whatever, they're just going to sit back and unfortunately let the chips fall where they may, and then want to come back and have a voice. For those people, I just, not that I'm going to not deal with them, but I'm going to just let them know, you really don't have a place in this conversation, because when you had the time to speak, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still deal with you, but I'm going to just let you know, there's nothing that you can say because you didn't let your voice be heard when it was time to actually speak. But the numbers actually show good, because Pennsylvania to turn to a blue state, because I'm from Pennsylvania, and so for it to turn to a blue state was a huge accomplishment, because Pennsylvania is outside of like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, it's straight rural, Quakers, Amish people, different things like that. So to actually see it become a blue state was amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Lehigh Valley turned blue.
Exact. Hello.
That's big.
But I'm from Philadelphia, and Lehigh Valley. I said that. Yeah, that's where all your Amishes and all your Quakers. And
Right.
all,
That's up Bethlehem way. I used to live in Bethlehem, and
you know.
we drove through there a couple of years ago to go to Jersey. We went the back way, and nothing but Trump signs and all this other stuff. And then when I heard Lehigh Valley was blue, I was like, wow.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you expect Philadelphia and you expect Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but a lot of those other ones that actually turned the state blue was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not right now.
But black people turned out in those urban centers, though. Like somebody, like that woman said on CNN, she's like, "Don't thank Pennsylvania, thank Philly." You know, thank
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. That's Philly, but Philly really carried him over. I mean, they turned out, and they helped turn that state blue. And Atlanta's doing the same thing down in Georgia. So hopefully, when they get back from church and eating and all that to count votes again down there, we'll get the final tally. Because I think Atlanta just went home. I think when they called it, I think those Negroes said, "Okay, you know, we tired. We go home. You get our results next week whenever we finish it. That's it. They're not under pressure no more." So, which is fine as long as they turn blue, and then they turn out again for these two Reverend Warnock and Ossoff. When they turn out in January for them, we'll be good.
So, all right, they got to bring this up, and I think it's foolish that I even got to bring this up, but it's reality. So, how do you think that they're going to have to remove him from the White House, or is he going on his own?
I told somebody that. Who was I telling? I was telling somebody that the other day. I said, "Girl, when, not if, when he lose, he ain't gonna lead it. He ain't gonna lead the White House. He's not. They're gonna have to. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to do a fair count on him out of there by any means necessary.
I think he's going. I think he's leaving. I think he's gonna. But what he's gonna do is he's gonna leave early, and you're not gonna see. He's gonna either go down to Mar-a-Lago, or he's gonna go to Russia, someplace like that, and go out because SDNY is after his behind, the Southern District of New York. That's Sister Letitia James. She got her stuff together, and she's gonna come after him. So she's already got all her casework. As a matter of fact, she's got all her paperwork, and the 21st of January, she's gonna put everything in. She's ready. And so he knows that he's going to be under indictment, and he can't pardon himself from because they're prosecuting him on the state level. So I think he's going to leave. I think he'll leave, but I think he's going to leave the country. And he said that. He said that he'll leave the country if he loses. So and y'all don't have to worry about him not leaving, because that's Secret Service's job. The Secret Service's job is to clean out the White House and get the White House ready for the next president. So anything that's not there, they will cart your butt out, and you have to go.
I sort of want to see him like just drug out though. Like I just want to see him like kicking and screaming and them sort of dragging. Like I just personally, just for payback for the last 4 years, I sort of want to see.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all see the little meme and they put the baby, it's a kid and the kid's on the ground kicking and they put Trump's face on it.
No, I didn't see that.
It brought
That's kind of like what it is.
Do y'all think he's going to try to do anything crazy?
Oh yeah.
Or he leaves?
Yeah. A lot of crazy.
But I wonder, can he accomplish it though? Because like some of the parties are already seeming like they're trying to distance themselves from him a little bit.
I think it's going to be what he says. I think he's going to try to put messages out to his people.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just going to be more communication to push people a certain way, and they know what that is. Whatever that communication is, his people do.
Mm-hmm. Amen. I'm with that. Yeah. And we're really going to have to, if you know any black males in your lives, just tell them to keep their head on swivel, because yeah, I anticipate there's going to be attacks. They're going to try to, it's going to be the most. So
Yeah, absolutely.
mm-hmm.
I think, and like just piggybacking off of what you said, I think the interesting part is people think that like segregation and all of that stuff was so long ago, and it really wasn't that long ago. So some of those people are still alive and instilling those ideas. Because even this T-shirt that I got on, it says, "I can't breathe. This is America. Black Lives Matter." Like my grandma, she saw something on TV, and grandma never calls me because it's long distance. So she seldom calls me, and she called me and she said, "Poopsie, I saw this stuff on the news. They were bothering these people because they had these, these Black Lives Matter shirts on." She was like, "And I thought about you. Do you have one?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do." And she was like, "Well, don't you wear that thing?" And I'm explaining to her, I'm like, "Grandma, we are not afraid of it." You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to silence us, because all of this is, I don't give a crap if we to kneel, hid up under the table, any type of protest. They wanted us to be silent. And the one thing that you will not take is my voice. And,
Right.
and that's to anybody. And, and I'm excited for her, because in her lifetime, see, she's seen all of it. She saw the bad stuff. Then she got to see the first black president. And now she's, she went through the Trump era. And I mean, that's, to me, that's a good thing, that she literally got to see everything. And she was excited about her vote. She was like, because I did the absentee ballot for her, she was make sure my ballot gets in. Like, she was really excited for that. So I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just amazing, though, that it's not that long ago. And we really haven't gotten that far, because it hasn't been that long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been that long. Pam, you want to say something? I see your lips doing something over there. We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Not bad. I feel great. It's a feeling. I mean, I'm a bit overwhelmed that this has happened. I mean, with President-elect Biden and the first woman, VP, I just gave this one, who keeps sneaking up on me, my baby girl, the whole lecture today. You're standard now. There's something else to aim to. There's an example of it.
Right.
There's an example right before you today. It's not something that we're looking forward to in the future anymore. There is. And that's powerful. That's powerful.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
But really, when we saw Trump in office, I think at that point we knew anything could happen at that point anyway. Because when they elected that fool, like, at that point we didn't even have standards anymore.
He also could have been elected president.
Exactly. I don't even see how that happened.
People stayed home. People didn't vote. There were counties in Michigan where Hillary lost by, like less than 100 votes. I mean, come on, and people admitted later they didn't show up. They weren't excited. And I think if we get anything from this presidency, that we all this trial that we've been through, is that every voice counts. And people showing up en masse like they did, it was a good thing. It was a good thing, because people learn, your voice counts. Get your butts out there and do what you just cast your vote. And I praise God that it came out the way it did, not just because for the obvious reason, but so many young people said, okay, we'll do it. We'll do our part. And they stood in line hours and hours sometimes. And if it had come out that Trump still won, spirits would have been broken. Many spirits would have been broken. And when you break somebody's spirit, it's hard to bring them back from that. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's true. And you're right about that. I feel that if he had won, you're right. They're not coming back because that point is on the reverse. They don't feel that their vote even mattered.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that. I feel the same.
Mm.
Did any of y'all since Tuesday have at any point think that maybe Trump was going to win again?
No.
No, after Tuesday night, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, when it was 2-something to 168,
Mhm.
I knew right there, that was just in my spirit. I was like, okay, it's done. Even though we ain't got the 270, when he had that, because like when he went against Hillary, it was neck and neck the whole night. So it could have been anybody's, you know. But I started doing my math and I was like, nope. Even if he had not won those other states, he still would only had 265, and Biden would have ended up with an even 270.
Mm-hmm.
We would have had a recount, but he still would have not won. Because I did my math, so I already saw the states that he had. I was like, nah, he ain't fitting to win. It may be close, and we may have a recount, but as long as it's took, we might as well have a recount. But I already knew. I was like, no, it's done. So I was just like, okay, I flick back every now and then, and I'd see 238. I was like, oh, come on, something changed somewhere. Click back 238, but it was still that margin was still on Biden's favor. So I was like, okay, you know, it's done.
When he lost Florida, I got scared, and because I had hopes, and he smoked them in Florida, smoked Biden, and I was like, oh Lord, and I'm not a numbers person like Kim. That was good, that she kept up like that, because my husband's like that, and every day, and numbers make me crazy, because I didn't want to hear it, but every day he's like, now if he gets this, because this percentage of this is this and this, and then this state got this many, and so if you average that, because he's been getting like 80%, because you take 80% of how many they got there, about 2 million, that makes 100 and something times. Now that'll be enough to. I was like, stop it, just stop it. I can't. I just. But praise God, like I said yesterday, came through. Hallelujah.
I was scared. Now, Tuesday morning, I was confident. I'm like, we got this. Now, at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or whatever time I stayed up until when it was real close, I got a little nervous.
Yes.
I got a little nervous. But then we came out. But no, I was scared for a second. I'm going to tell the truth. I was scared for a second because I think a lot of us, well, I ain't going to say a lot, but some people expected it just to be a no-brainer. I didn't realize it was that many people that was that crazy. Like, I think that was my thing.
But now when you look at the numbers, at the end, it was a no-brainer. But what the problem is the fact that there were so many mail-in votes and so many early votes. And so what we were looking at in the beginning was the vote at that moment.
Right.
So the crazy people waited till the last minute to vote. All the smart people voted ahead of time. So that's why it looked like that. But because I'm a numbers person, I'm IT, I'm a numbers person, I was like, look, them numbers don't even mean nothing, because you still got to go through all the people that voted early and all the people that mailed in their ballots. And that's what took so long. But as they started doing the mail-in ballots, and I started seeing the numbers change, and then when that color shifted, I was like, oh yeah, that's a done deal. He got two.
Yeah.
I said he got 238, and he was already projected to win Michigan, so that was 16. And then he was going to win Nevada. It was another 6. Whatever it was going to put him right at. If everybody's thing would have stayed the same without turning those other 3 states, he still would have won. Because that's what I did. I went on and looked at the numbers that it was before the states changed, and Biden was still going to win. The clown, he would have been close, and he would have been able to probably say, I want to recount. So by him winning by as much as he did, no need for recount.
Mm-hmm.
But we still recounting. And what they recounting? Georgia? No.
Georgia's
They're
recounting.
recounting Georgia because it was like 49.7 to.
I think Georgia's 0.5 of a percentage point, I think.
Right,
Wow.
You got to have at least 1%. You got to be 1% for them not to recount. But even if he wins, Georgia don't matter. Numbers. You can win Georgia 100,000 times, it still don't matter.
And these other states he's asking for recounts for, you got to pay for that. If you're not within the margin of whatever for that they determine, then the party has to pay for the recount.
And you know people ain't paying for no recount.
Mhm.
Oh.
Did
He
you
doesn't have money.
see the Four Seasons landscaping where they did their little
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That didn't happen in real life. I thought that was fake news. Did that really happen?
Yes, it really. Well, what happened though? The thing was, from what I gathered, because we would leave in the house, so I didn't. But what I read was they were supposed to have that. Now, Keisha, did that interview go live in front of the Four Seasons? Was it live, or did you see a tape?
I haven't seen it at all. I saw clips of it. I didn't see it.
There's a reason for that. They said I saw a timeline on one of the things, did the timeline of the whole election, and they said Rudy and them were supposed to have a press conference at 11:45 in front of the Four Seasons. CNN announced at 11:32 that they're something like that they were calling it for Biden. So all bets were off for anything else, because that was the story, and I think they did that on purpose to knock their butts off. You saw it?
Landscaping.
But was it live?
Yeah, then they cut away as soon as the press conference started, they got the call that the Biden had won, and then the network cut off.
Oh, that's even better.
I didn't hear it. What did he say?
He said they had they started the press conference, and they were talking, and then they got the word that they were about to announce for Biden, and they cut them off, and they switched back to the studio so they could make the announcement about Biden.
But the news has been
Wow.
like they have been like living their best life for the last couple of days. Like they have roasted him.
I felt so bad for Wolf because he was up all night. I was with him, but I felt so bad for him. But he was stressed. He was stressed out. It was so obvious. They were feeling it just like we were feeling it.
And why did Gail not bring a change of clothes? I don't understand that. Why did Gail wear that yellow dress all night and then took a nap and put the yellow dress back on and come back on the air? Did she not ever hear of a thing called a garment bag where you bring a change of clothes and bring it with you?
She needed
Like I
a
said,
nap.
she needs a black woman card revoked. That's what she needs. Because I mean, we gonna if there's a chance that we staying in your house overnight, we bringing a change of clothes, and you don't even have to bring shoes. Just bring, because nobody's looking at you from the thing down. You on TV. Just bring something to wear from the thing up, but yellow, somebody's gonna yellow stands out. It's like, oh yeah, she wore that. Just even at work. Oh yeah, she wore it because it was a bright yellow.
Yes, that's true.
So
There's no money. She could have sent someone to the store, to a house, something.
Something.
Get a T-shirt.
pick something out my closet that looks good, and she's Gail, so she got a lot of good stuff. It's not like you gotta dig like you would in my closet. Just grab something and go. I didn't understand that, but anyway. They did a good job.
It would take that long. She was going to be able to get out of there. She was an optimist.
I
She
can't.
didn't think that was going to take.
Kim, something cover your mic.
Really? Oh, you know what? Probably my scratch offs. I got to do my scratch offs. I got to get my mind right.
If you win something, we sharing.
I thought we was like done with the scratch offs, but anyway, I won't get on there.
Girl, let me tell you about that. I was trying to be done, but like yesterday I was in North Carolina and I went stopped to get some gas, and the lady was like, I said, y'all got some nice scratch offs here. She said, you should try that one. I said, okay. I went in the car, I scratched it. I said, I got $100. So, stuff like that just
Wow. I gotta start doing those.
I lose.
Start doing it.
I mean,
I know the most I won probably is like $10. It's a waste.
Well, the most I've won is 500, but I'm trying to get one of them big ones, like, you know, the ones that be like 250,000. But then I only pay $2 and $3 scratch off, so that's probably why I'm winning that one.
Okay, bring it back, Kim. Bring it back.
Talking Trump and Paula White here recently, like for the last day.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
man.
going to frustrate you. You need to let them be themselves.
I'm telling you.
But it's sort of humorous at this point. Like, it's just.
Well, I said, because they had some people outside of a Trump thing, you know, headquarters, whatever, or no, one of the poll places. That's what it was. And, you know, where they were counting the votes, and they were, oh, Jesus, Lord, and they were like praying. I said, I would have joined right in. Look, right
Your own
in.
prayer.
Get rid of this orange man, Lord. Yes, Lord. You know, I would. Oh yeah. You know, if they think, honey, I would have prayed up a storm. I would have been like, oh, y'all praying. You know, yes, Lord. I can call heaven down too. Now,
Okay, I like it.
and we'll see which one of us is successful. Oh yeah.
But clearly the African angels would listen to us and not them.
Oh, the comparison today about Trump and the South African president, that was priceless. I didn't know. Did you guys know?
No.
Oh my God! Some of the same things that he would say, like I have the money and I'm beautiful and I'm smart and all this old crap. Right? What my hair doing? So this South African king who was a dictator did the same thing. And they repeated it after the other. And today was the first day I've ever known that.
Wow.
Like, did they
He
have
still
to
tweeted
withhold
now?
it? Al-Bahi? Al-Bahi? Girl, I'm about to Google it. Let's see.
Okay, because I want to look him up.
Right, people have your information before you start talking.
Not them then. So,
Huh?
And
thank goodness they call the angels and not him.
okay.
Yeah. They were doing the most though, standing up there praying. They still say he's going to win when he's going to court, even though he's going to court with no evidence. Now, I don't know a court in this country that's going to hear a case. I mean, they need to watch a couple of chapters of Judge Judy, because you don't come with your evidence to court. And she's like, case closed. That's it. She don't want to hear no more.
But you know what? Even Fox News says you got to have some evidence. Now, when if they say it, you know he doesn't have anything. 'Cause they'll say anything.
They were. They have been, what is it? They called Arizona days ago and they were hot. And they said, and they called the little man that's behind the scene, that the one that actually tells people on the air, this is the numbers, this is what we're calling. They called him in front of the camera to read him out. He said, I've counted him and he ain't winning. And I called it and I'm right. And I'm not taking it back.
No, but the funny thing to me about Fox News was, did y'all realize that the heading for them for the race, it said Democracy 2020. I found that ironic coming from Fox News.
You doesn't have no other headlines, no pay around in sight.
Say it again.
I said they must didn't have another headline around in sight at all, because
Clearly they did not. Okay,
Fox was so pro-Trump, it was not even funny.
I know.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were government-run, state-run TV. That's what they were. You know, I mean, whatever he said and whatever he called in, they put on there, and it's just, I mean, we have YouTube TV now. We took them off our roster, so I don't even know what they was saying. We just deleted them. You know, just.
I never watched them anyway. I never did.
The only time I watch Fox News is when the last time when Obama won, the second time I turned them on to see what they were saying. That's the only time I turned on Fox News. And they were all upset. You know, it's like, no, no. And Karl Rove was there. I remember he's like, turn it off. You gotta get, you know. I said, oh, this is hilarious right here.
See, now I have to find that online because I want to see.
Oh, it was funny. It was. I said, Willie, turn to Fox. We didn't even know where Fox was. We had to find it. Was because we had DirecTV at the time. We had. He's like, we think it's around.
I don't know. I kept seeing stuff yesterday that made me cry. And sometimes it's the most basic things. Like, why am I crying because Biden gave a little boy a flag pin? Like,
Who was that with Kamala? Those little cute kids. Who were that?
I don't know.
Her nieces, her
Those are
sister's
her nieces.
kids.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
That was beautiful.
They were so cute. And then Biden holding that baby. It's like, you know, we never seen Trump with a baby or an animal. And I'm kind of grateful. I wouldn't want to see him with one. But with like nothing, you know.
We did. I was just happy to get a sentence that I could understand because I could not watch that man talk. It was
Oh,
like,
God.
I couldn't.
You have
So
to
ignorant.
stop.
It just,
Yeah.
Just
We're doing a great job. They say I'm doing a great job.
you're doing a
Dude.
great job.
And who's that?
Everything's good.
Who
Everything's
was
good.
that? Nobody ever knew who they was. You know, it's not always they said this and they said, you just up there lying. Shut
Fake
up.
news.
You
No,
know,
that's fake news. That's fake news. Shh, that's fake news.
you know, and then had a nerve to try to dance. It's like, oh my God. If you
That
don't,
jump was
don't-
hilarious.
oh my God. Everything he did and the hands, nobody does. That's why I said something neurological is wrong with him because nobody does their hands like that. You know, it's like, oh, nobody does that. You know, who are you? I'm just so glad we won't even have to look at him anymore. I got to the point I tape the news and I just fast forward. Like if he's on saying something, I'll fast forward through it and then watch the rest of it.
I know I haven't watched the State of the Union address. Like I haven't watched anything. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Oh, no. With him, no. I like I said, I didn't watch anything. He just got on my nerves, you know. And then they're gonna have problems with immigrants, but then Melania can't have speak. I said, thank God we got Dr. Biden who teaches school, and because she ain't gonna say nothing about no be best. What in the hell? What is be best? That's not good English. What kind of English is that? But yet, everybody else, they're gonna make fun of my first lady with her arms out.
Right. Right.
You're gonna have somebody ignorant saying some damn be best. What are you talking about? You know, I just can't with them anymore. I'm so glad we don't have to put, and they said, oh, she's just a classy first lady. You know darn well she was butt naked on that fur rug, and you can Google, anybody can Google it and find it. You try finding a naked picture of Michelle Obama.
And clearly he couldn't touch her. I mean, the hand slaps and just don't touch my hand was killing me.
Right.
I get it though. I'm with her. I mean,
okay. I know. Oh, I just the whole lot of them. They need to be swept out, and then them children running around. They're trying to stir up stuff. You know, there's a fake election, this and that, and then they had a nerve to send Tiffany to Charlotte. I mean, that's a slap in the face. You know, don't. I mean, she's giggling, and it was sickening, just sickening.
I don't know who's Tiffany.
the niece, right? I think.
That's the daughter they don't talk about. Like like on the soap operas, they always had that one in the closet or something that you didn't know about what was there. That's Tiffany. They don't talk about her. And then that youngest boy, there's something wrong with him. We keep him over in Maryland. He's not even in the White House. He's with the grandparents over in Maryland.
How old is he?
Now I think he's like 15. He's taller than Trump.
Oh, okay. I don't know him either.
He done sprouted it. You got it. I mean, he's the one that looked like something like he don't know that he's what's going on around. Like he,
Yeah.
he's not quite
He
on
got
there.
Asperger's or something.
Who
Yeah.
is Barron?
Mrs. Trump's child.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who is Barron? Is that him?
Yeah.
The youngest
That's the
one.
youngest one. The one looked like he got Asperger's or something.
Yeah.
See, I got to Google him. I don't know who that
So
is.
mad at you talking about Asperger. I don't know.
Mhm.
Let me see.
Barron Trump.
Yeah.
If you look at him, he look like he got one of them autism diseases.
Right.
And not diseases, but he does.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
Tiffany's the one that got the mouth that always looks like the letter O.
Let me see Tiffany Trump. I didn't
The
even.
mouth is closed.
I cannot with you, Michelle.
This is how I have ignored them. I don't even know the family. Like I just not.
Yeah.
We talk about just a couple of them boys. They don't talk about a lot of other ones.
Mm-hmm. They just talk about the first three.
Mhm.
And it's like them other two, just the genes just got all messed up. So he don't deal with them.
Oh yeah.
Y'all think she's gonna divorce him after he's out of office, or she gonna stay?
I don't think so, because she can get the money now the way she's got it, because they say she's got somebody on the side as it is. And
Like a boyfriend.
yeah.
Why are you acting surprised? She didn't want to hold his hand.
I know.
She
I
didn't
mean,
wanna hold his hand.
she was waiting for the cue card. Okay. You good now?
She didn't want to hold his hand, and she could have divorced him in office. No one cared. It wasn't that type of presidency that
No.
people would care.
She didn't even move to DC until June.
Yeah, I do remember she was late.
Yeah, she was in office. I mean, who does that? If Michelle Obama had tried to stay in Chicago
Mhm.
and didn't move, are you kidding me? What they would have said? I mean, it just would have been on,
Mhm.
But this one can do anything.
Me too. But it's almost 8:00, so I won't hold y'all long. I thank you for calling in. Thank you for giving me your input.
Yours was fun.
I enjoyed it.